Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to this live episode of the Note Closer Show. I'm Scott Carson, joined by the man, the myth, the Ohio Buckeye legend, the Note King of Ohio here, Mr. Bil Griesmer. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Scott and audience. How's everyone doing today?
I think everybody's doing rocking well. A little earlier than normal, but that's okay. We want to get an early start because the fact is that we're out here. Steph and I flew out here to Ohio the last couple days. Have been driving around looking at assets. We've looked at 35 over the last 2 days. We started out in Columbus here, looked at a few assets, went east, hit a few areas there, then went north up to Akron, that neck of the woods, and came around through Cleveland, Elyria. We hit Toledo yesterday, looked at about a dozen assets in Elyria, Sandusky, Toledo. Then we hightailed it south here to be here last night for you, Bill, right?
That is correct. He did a great job. We have a monthly Note subgroup meeting here in Columbus, and Scott was gracious enough to join us, really rocked the house, got a great response, educated everyone about non-performing notes, and had a lot of audience engagement. Was a good time. Good times were had by all. It was fun.
Good morning, Gail. Out there, our rocket scientist from Cape Canaveral. Good morning to you. Glad to hear you. You're doing fabulous as well. I had a good time last night. It was a good group. Bill runs this special interest group there for the bigger over Ohio COREE. Mm-hmm. I guess that's how you pronounce it.
COREE.
Yes, Central Ohio Real Estate Entrepreneurs, right?
You got it.
And it's run by Davina Jones-Cox, and he runs the group here. But it's a great opportunity for you of, it's not 200 people, but it's a very niche out aspect of people that are looking for notes, right?
That's exactly correct. Last night was just our fourth meeting, and at every meeting we've had consistently 20 to 25 people. So for just getting started, I think we're doing really, really well. We've got a lot of people that are expressing more and more interest. People have come up to me wanting to know more. That's always good. I like sharing information and working with other people, and it's been growing. It's been a really great experience so far.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear that because, you had a lot of good response, good questions asked last night, which is always a good sign. Mm-hmm. And most people stayed to the end, too. You had a few people that had to head out at an hour at least, 8 o'clock mark, but most people stayed around till 8:30, 8:45. So, had a good time. But let's talk because what I love is you're a doer. A lot of people run meetup groups for different reasons, but you're doing it to help you with your note business and helping other people along the way as well, helping put their money to work. And just in case for those that are watching this live on Facebook, yes, we're outside on the patio here at the hotel because the lobby is full of a lot of screaming kids this morning. So it's a beautiful day here. Hopefully, we won't be visited by the live skunk we saw around the parking lot when we came back last night. Literally, like where the guy's walking right now.
Well, you are in Ohio. Things happen.
Are you saying it's a skunky state?
No. It's land of milk and honey, as you like to put it.
That's got to be stinky milk then.
Anyway. We got top quality milk and corn here in Ohio, my friend.
You do have some great corn. We did take a lot of pictures of cornfields and barns.
Yep, we got some of that here.
I like to call Florida God's waiting room, but between the hospitals and the cemeteries we saw the last couple of days, this has got to be the hospice care part of it as well, too, for you. So never know what's going to happen here. We may have a big truck fire up here in a second. So if we do that, we'll edit it out because of the audio, which is great. But anyway, you've closed on a couple deals recently as of like last week, too.
Yep, 2 deals.
So why don't we dive into those? Where are those two? Let's talk about the first one. I don't know. Where are they here in Ohio?
No, actually, these I have.
Hang on, Bill. We're just going to let the truck run. Hopefully he decides to leave here shortly.
This is the magic of live broadcasting, folks.
Exactly. So we'll come back to those. But you got total of how many deals so far have you closed?
9 now.
9 is nice. Nine's a magical number, almost that double-digit mark.
Yep, one more.
We got to get you one more by the mastermind.
One more. I'm working really hard at it.
Different button on that. You had a third one that you're supposed to work on the 2, correct?
That is correct, and that shows the value of making sure you do your due diligence. Everything looked good. The numbers were good. I had a BPO. I had an O&E search done. I went through all the steps, and I did see something on the O&E that was a little bit concerning, so I used my attorney, Frank O'Brien, who does a great job. He said, this is definitely an issue. Your instincts were right, and he didn't recommend I buy it.
So what was the issue? What was the little thing?
There was a title issue, and something wasn't filed right by someone, and so there was it wasn't a guarantee, but there was a high chance that that would cause a problem if I did have to foreclose. So I didn't want to take a chance and buy that now and just assume that I would be able to reinstate them. If something did go wrong down the road, you know, that could just be setting myself up for a headache and problems later on. So I just thought it was better to just pull the plug. And John Keith, who runs it there, he was very understanding and said, let me just try to see if I can fix it. I wrote back. I said, yeah, that'd be great. I put some research into this. You know, I actually spent some money on due diligence. It didn't work out. That's fine. But if there's a way to fix this, I'd certainly be back in and willing. You know, the terms and everything look good. I just need to make sure I have a legally enforceable lien.
So was it a non-performing note or a contract for deed?
That was a non-performing note.
Okay, all right, yeah, so definitely important. We see a lot of issues with contract for deeds where some contracts get filed and they don't get officially canceled before they go out and resell the property. So that's a title issue that sometimes pop up. I'm glad. Franco's phenomenal.
Yes.
And Tony over there at Satil and Baril. That's the correct name, if I'm correct, right?
Satil and Baril.
Satil and Baril. It sounds like sounds like a late night sitcom. You know, like two cops. You know, foreclosing on assets, or, you know, two attorneys foreclosing on assets, whatever. Anyway,
it does roll off the tongue.
It does, exactly. Exactly. But anyway, so now that we've got the noisy truck that is gone, you closed on two assets. So contract for deeds, non-performing notes. What were these two? What were the two assets you closed on last week?
These are both note and mortgages, and these two are actually performing assets.
Ooh.
And it's they're both real good. The one of them is located in Selma, Alabama, and this note had the very best pay history I have ever seen in 3 years.
Okay.
This either little, I think it's a little lady. She pays consistently 1 month ahead of time every month. I don't know if she's just, you know, saving for a rainy day, and if something happens, she'll miss a month. But she pays 1 month early consistently. So even buying the note, she's paid 1 month already in advance. And
that's good. So did you get this from a bank or a hedge fund?
I bought this from another note seller, actually, and this was a result of my marketing. And, you know, they reached out to me, and, you know, she says, yeah, I see you're doing lots of stuff here. This is kind of like a fire sale. I need to sell this in order to buy another thing. And it was one of those, if you can close by 7 days, I will sell it to you for this. And that boosted my return up to 14.9%. So, you know, with that pay history, and I did still go through all the steps. I still had a realtor go and look at the property and make sure the BPO, the home value, was there. I still ordered an O&E. I still went through all those steps, but it was just a really good opportunity.
What kind of values on the house in Summit?
On that one, I believe the fair market value was 55, and the unpaid balance, I believe, was 32. Okay. And I think I paid in the low 20s for the note. So. Okay.
All right. So, but performing not using other people's money or joint venturing or using their own?
So far, it's just on my own, but there's a chance that, you know, I could bring someone else in on that deal. There's a lot of meat on that one.
Right. There's definitely some meat on that one. That's awesome. So, you know what? You said a couple nuggets there. Really good, because a lot of times investors are selling us to raise capital for a better deal, a bigger deal, a better deal for them on different things. It's an opportunity.
Yep.
Second thing is the fact that you could close in a fast time, 7 days.
Yes.
Help you get a better pricing, which is awesome.
Yes.
And then thirdly, you got it because you were marketing.
Yes.
And that's a big thing. Was this an email blast out to database? Was it posted on Facebook? Kind of, do you know what was the critical marketing nugget that helped you find this person?
Email definitely, at least on that one. The seller, actually, I don't know him. And, you know, like I said, they just saw that I've been taking action and doing things and speaking. I send out an email once a week to everybody just about all the activities we've been doing now. And yes, I have increased that. I started off just once a month and then increased it to every other week. And now I'm up to weekly. So, but yes, it's a result of email and marketing. And, you know, guys, the reason Scott pushes this stuff is because it really does work. You don't have to be a master rocket scientist marketer. You just take some simple steps and start slow. You know, there's someone I was talking about with last night. Just, all this is too intimidating. Yeah, I understand. I've been there. That
Who
makes
said that
perfect
last night?
sense.
Who said that last night was intimidating?
Oh, I can't remember now.
Guy or
there
girl?
was 20 people there. It was a woman.
Young? Or was it somebody I was talking to?
No, it wasn't Pam who you were talking to, or
Okay.
someone else that I can remember. But I don't know if I want to say their name.
No, I get it.
I
I'm just trying to. We got to talk about it because that's a big thing people often come across. Is it's kind of intimidating to do all this marketing and putting yourself out there. Oh my God, it's like it's not like Match.com. It's just a matter of getting the word out. I should take that back. It is a little like Match.com because you want to get matched up with good people who think the same way, that are kind of similar to you, and that's the beautiful thing about marketing is unless you put yourself out there, nobody's gonna know what you're doing or see what you're, how the success that you're having.
Yeah, exactly correct. The only way you're going to get better is to make mistakes. Really, I mean that's the truth of it, and just be willing to take some chances. Live life, live a little. Carpe diem.
There you go. Seize the day. All right, that's the first one in Selma. I see a marketing piece already for that one. You got your picture. You got to put the whole just closed thing on that. Picture the house, Selma in red letters like the movie, the movie Selma, and thick red block letters, just closed, Selma. And then boom, talking about how you found that one. That would be a good marketing piece for you. Anyway, sorry.
I like that. Yeah.
There you go. I'll give it to you for free, Bill. All right.
I appreciate that. You're a pretty generous guy, Scott.
I have my moments. All right. So that's the first one he closed on. Let's talk about the second one he closed on.
The second one is located near St. Louis, Missouri. And this was part of the same deal. Again, this was just the result of my marketing and then being in the right place at the right time. And everything you said just a little bit ago, having the resources and also just kind of knowing what you're doing, and people want to work with people, like you said, that are doers and that can actually execute. And, it sounds so simple, but just people that do what they say they're going to do. So that one's located near St. Louis, Missouri. And actually, that one is worth quite a bit. I think the fair market value on that one was like 160.
Whoa.
So,
and you picked it up for how much?
24, 25.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The contract for deed or NPN?
Nope. That's that one's another performing note, actually.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
You know what the unpaid balance is on it?
I want to say like 60 something on that one.
Wow, so there's definitely a lot of emotional equity there for the bar to pay on time.
Oh, and that's the little one that I posted on Facebook that someone wanted to move in. So hopefully they keep paying and you don't have to. But yeah, that house is really, really nice looking. A lot of emotional equity there. You got a homeowner with a lot of pride and ownership there, which is what you want especially on a performing loan. Just again, that was a really good opportunity.
That's awesome. And what kind of return are you going to see on that one on the performance side?
Slightly less than the other one. I think that one was 13.9, almost 14%.
Use your own funds, though?
Yes. That was part
sense,
of being able to close in just 7 days. I could have just when it might have taken longer to bring someone else in. And the whole key to that deal was speed. The need for speed, like Top Gun.
There you go. There you go. I feel the need.
That's right.
There you go. Awesome. So and I like to look at things and say, hey, if I can make 12, 13% in my IRA, my own funds or something like that, it's something like that secured with a lot of equity. It's almost a guaranteed deal done. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. You're not having to do any borrow reach out because they're performing. So it's just, are you keeping the loan with the existing servicer or transferring over?
No, it's with FCI.
Okay.
And I did not have a account with FCI yet. And that's going on this week. I'm just going to keep it there. And that way there's less of a chance of, borrowers getting confused. That's another tip and nugget for anyone listening, if possible. And it all depends. You want to be with people you want to work with. But if you can keep a note with the same servicer, you just save time and you save possible confusion. You save headaches. FCI is pretty reputable. I know Dan Zatowski does a lot of work with them.
A monkey can collect on a performing loan. Yeah. That's all you have to worry about. So that's fine. If it was non-performing, I'd say probably move it somewhere else. But since it's performing,
right,
you're golden there. And I agree. If you can, and you're happy working with them, by all means, that's right. A great nugget there, Bill. Don't try to just transfer everything out. Now, in some cases, some servicers are going to let you have a specific loan amount. But if you got FCI, it's fine to keep it there. If you've got a couple notes there, which is great. So, what are some of your goals for the rest of the year? Because we're literally What we have got less than 4 months left in 2018.
Yep,
What are some of your goals for the rest of the year?
We're coming up on 2/3 of the year gone here. Yeah, exactly. So my goal is to buy more notes and also get to the point I start selling and bringing other people in on deals. There's several people now, again, a result of marketing that we're working with now, and going through a whole process and making sure we do this the right way. Making sure we listen to folks, make sure you have a good match, that you're a good fit, and that whatever we're bringing to them, that it matches their goals and situation and their risk tolerance. And that's one thing that's really important, at least how I'm going to run business, is making sure we're always a good fit with whoever it is we're working with.
Right. So let's be more specific, though. How many notes do you want to close by the end of the year? Because the goal is great to throw, hey, we want to close more deals. Everybody wants to close more deals. But if you have specific numbers, it helps us out. So you've got 9 you've closed on so far in total. What's the number for you to get the rest of the year? Because I'm going to hold you to this.
I like this. I like this. So
I know
he's going in the SMART goal direction here. This is very specific and measurable.
Yeah.
The S and the M. Let's say 6. I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, I challenge you to 10.
I knew whatever I said, you were going to up it. So
no, if you had said 20, I'm like, okay, that's a good number. All right. But I get because you're still working a full-time job. You're actually leaving here, go to your full-time job.
Yep.
Right. And then you're driving down to Mason, Ohio, which is about 110 miles south of here, southwest of here.
Southwest of here. It's between here and Cincinnati.
Right. Yeah.
Great Wolf Lodge.
Yes, the great Wolf Lodge. That's for Jeff Wolf out there. All right. The
Wolfman.
He's so sick and tired of that. We are going to bring.
We love you though, Jeff.
We got to bring
love
some wolf ears from Great Wolf Lodge for the mastermind. But so yeah, let's challenge you to 10. Let's get this 10 done, because you can do that. It's only 2.5 a month, and that could definitely happen, especially you're in Ohio here, which Ohio, as we joke about. Look, there you, Jeff Wolf saying thank you, buddy. You're welcome. Good morning to you, Wolfman. But you're here in Ohio. There's a lot of deals here. A lot of non-performing notes, a lot of non-performing contract for deeds. We always see stuff here or in Michigan, which is nearby, which is also a great state. So, yeah, you better do 10 before the end of the year. Let's grow that number to almost 20, if we hit that total deal goal of 20 for the end of the year. Because I know from sitting down with you and Heidi, that's roughly pretty close to the number that you need to be at, if I remember correctly.
That's getting really, really close, yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Not saying that you hate your job or you want to leave your job. That's not what we're trying to say, that, because you enjoy what you do. You're good at it. You've been doing it for years.
Yep.
But that's an opportunity that literally, you got 2 boys. You want to go to school?
Yes, I do.
College here pretty soon.
1 year from now, my oldest will be leaving for college.
Well, then I think Heidi's saying, let's do 20, right, Heidi? Should we get 20 for the end of the year? She's not here, but she'll probably agree with me anyway.
Heidi's probably thinking, get off the couch, make it 30, Scott's thinking too small. How often do you hear that?
Did I think too small? There's a joke somewhere in there. We won't go there. But no, that's the thing is, and actually that's a little bit, I'm actually talking about that next week in Dallas, about the extra 5%.
Okay.
To do a little bit extra each and every day, it adds up, and you'd see a lot bigger numbers going there. I know that we look at things, especially with being busy, of having a full-time job and balancing a meetup group, because a meetup group can be turned into a little bit of a job if you have to grow it, if it becomes big enough. But thing to keep in mind is, don't be afraid to push yourself. Set some, like I said, specific, measurable, actionable goals so that you can go out there and have success on stuff. So let's see here. What does Gail Villanueva say this morning? She says, Bill, I'm going to work to match your goal of getting 10 by the end of the year. Let's help and support each other to make that happen. That's awesome.
Gail's good people.
Gail is good people. Couple things that we're excited about. You are speaking at the Midwest Note Summit this weekend as well. What day are you speaking at?
I am speaking Saturday afternoon at 2:00. I have a fantastic presentation on due diligence. I was really felt a little honored, actually, that Vina asked me to speak on that one, because let's face it, that's the foundation that sets up the stage for either success or failure later on. So if you do it right, you greatly minimize your chances of failure, that is.
Well, but also too, you were thrown in through the fire. You had a couple deals you bought early on that weren't in such great condition.
A couple, but as someone else I overcame them.
Yeah.
And you know what? you learn more from your mistakes and from working through things. I mean, I bought several at the same time, and I had one just pretty much go off without a hitch. And, you know, that's great. You like that. Yeah. But you know what? I didn't learn very much on the one that went off without a hitch. It's the other one, my problem child, that really was, it's turned into a great learning experience, both for me and for others, because I've been able to use that in marketing and say, hey, don't do this, you know, this is what I did. That didn't work out so much. That's actually just a little bit of my presentation tomorrow.
So excited about that. You'll be speaking on due diligence, going through some of the things that you've learned, taking some stuff that you learned from us and other places and combine them all together, which is great stuff. So good stuff. You got some fans out there. You got Laura Blung saying, applauding on that. You got Christina Fuller, a couple of our Texas gals out there saying good morning and stuff like that. Good morning, everybody out there as well. So, you've been a note investor for how long, Bill? You started learning about
almost
notes.
3 years.
Almost 3 years. Okay.
2.5, 2 3/4.
2 3/4. 2 plus. We'll say 2 plus. 2 plus. And then with you running the SIG group, the special interest group here, you see a lot of different things. What would you say for someone that's watching or learning? What's been the biggest aha moment for you over the last 2.5 years? I know. I didn't prepare him for that at all. I just threw that out there. We got to give him a little time to let him sit there and think about that, because there's probably been a few aha moments.
Well, you got to be careful. I'm a thinker, you know. You have throw out a question like that.
Don't
I just might ponder.
Don't overthink it.
I would say the importance of just taking action. You know, this is similar to what I just said a little bit ago. But the other thing, I guess, you know, 1A to that would be, in general, the note community is very gracious, and sometimes in business or other real estate investing, it's like a closed knit, you know, category. People don't want to, you know, really give you the time of day. I can't say everyone is like that, but the vast majority of folks, you know, they're like myself. I tell people all the time, hey, just let me know if I can help you. Gail Villanova, Scott, some of Scott's other students, even the veterans, I've developed friendships with. And the vast majority of folks are very welcoming and say, hey, you know, yeah, if you've got any questions, let me know if I can help you with that. So even like those assets that I closed on, I got the realtors from Cody Cox on one of them. So people are willing to try to help you out. And that was a big aha moment. You're not 100% on your own. This isn't, you know, you out in the woods with a Swiss pocket knife, you know, it's, you know, Swiss Army knife. You have some team, some backup, and some folks that'll help you along the way.
You know, I think we would both do pretty well if we just had a Swiss Army knife in the middle of the net.
Well, I know I'd have myself a little home within a week or so.
I'd be,
you know, a little log cabin.
One blade, one slice at a time. But that's the thing I want people to realize there too, is Bill, one of the biggest things I think people can understand from this is you don't have to go. A lot of people like to try to talk about, hey, I'm going to do 30 or 50 deals my first year. And honestly, unless you're focused on it, that's not going to happen. I know a lot of people come in with great big numbers. I want to do this. And I hear this all the time. I'm like, listen, let's get your couple deals closed. Let's get a couple deals closed, get them under your belt. It's going to take time because you're going to learn more from your problem children. I will definitely say that. And when you have done hundreds of deals or thousands of deals, you're going to have problem kids from time to time, deals that drag on, things like that. It's just a matter of overcoming those and just keep moving on to the next one. Question, we got some comments here. Anthony Uva says, hey, give us applause there, buddy. We'll see you. He's coming into the sneak peek in Dallas.
All right.
Well for Quest Expo, which is awesome.
Anthony's another guy I've talked with a little bit online. Nice to see you here this morning.
Cedric Wilson, great stuff, guys. Cedric is going to be coming out to the Quest Expo from Houston. Good to see you, buddy.
Yep, Cedric's another guy I've talked with a little bit online here and there.
It's such an extended Note family, right?
Yeah.
The little WCN crew. The Note hashtag Note Nation, all right?
Yeah.
Gail says there's enough deals for all of us. Why not help each other? Exactly. I mean, there's a term that Mr. Joel Markovitz, coined a couple years ago when he came to one of our mastermind groups for the first time. And it's hard to believe we're coming up on our 6th year of having a Note mastermind.
Is that right?
It is. It's exciting. We've been doing it for a while. It's number 18, 19 we've done. It's crazy. But he coined the term co-opetition.
Mm-hmm.
We're all competitive, looking for deals of our own portfolios, but we're also realizing that there's enough out there that you can cooperate and share realtors, share vendors, share. Hey, avoid that neighborhood because of this, and that's the beautiful thing about it. Let's see. You got Laura Blunt said something this morning. Good point, Bill. This community jumps right in there to answer questions, offer help. That's correct. Laura closed one in Buckeye Nation yesterday.
I saw up in Cleveland.
She closed one up in Cleveland.
Yep.
What do they call that? Believe Land? Cleveland.
I don't know if it's Believe Land this year.
Not this year. It's Morning Land.
Morning Land.
Good morning. LeBron left us again. That two-time fool.
Oh, it's the land of love.
No, sorry. I will not say that.
Kevin Love.
Oh, yeah. Okay, all right. I get you there. Yeah. But anyway, let's move on. We've toyed enough with basketball humor over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Good times. I did walk in last night, and I had to apologize to everybody because they lost LeBron in Ohio, and then with everything going on with Urban Meyer at Ohio State, too. Who knows? But anyway, we're just all over the place this morning there.
We are.
But it's nothing wrong.
We're having fun now.
Exactly. It's the whole idea of this. So I wanted to ask a question for you.
Yes, sir.
I keep track of our episodes. I'm a huge analytics guy. I'm always looking at numbers. How can we improve things? Closing ratios, download, stuff like that. Did you know that 2 of your episodes are in the top 10 for the last 90 days?
I knew about 30 seconds before we went on air. Okay. You mentioned.
You got 2 episodes in the top 10 for the last 90 days. Eric Hyde, our buddy, is the number 1. But I think the one thing he did, he actually took his episode link that was emailed out to him, and he put it in his email signature.
Oh, okay.
So he's getting like 10, 20 downloads extra a day just from a little bit extra marketing. You guys are getting stuff from general downloads and stuff like that. So hint, wink, wink. Plus your links in your email. You probably get more views on that stuff. But you probably have you generated any feedback or any private capital off of those episodes?
Interest, yeah, absolutely. And some people, like I said earlier, we're working through the process with some people. Absolutely. That's, again, the result of taking action and putting yourself out there. And, I've learned a tremendous amount, but, I guess I'll go back to your previous question. One other thing is the importance of a growth mindset, and always just being willing to open your mind to new things, new possibilities, new ways of doing things. What you just said is a perfect example, okay? That's just another little thing that I can do that's going to help me in the long term. Pay attention to things like that. If you ever start thinking that you know everything, this is something I appreciate about Scott. He still goes, he's accomplished obviously a tremendous amount, but he still goes to conferences and such where he even says, I'm probably one of the dumbest people in the room there. That is awesome. You want to go to places where you can learn things and learn from other people. So having that growth mindset is really, really important. And if I've had some success with that and people being interested, it's because I just try to portray that in, really everything I do. I kind of gotten to the point in life, I am looking at everything as a learning experience, and what can I get out of this, and how can I help actually both myself and other people as well. So that's one other thought for everyone out there.
That's a good point. I do love being the dumbest person in the room, which pretty comes naturally. Some people would say.
Yeah, well.
But it's the thing is you go grow. I learned something new last night. We talked with some people there at the COREE event. And I always try to highly recommend this. I know we've been a little bit slow on episodes this week because we have been traveling the last couple of days. But always try to, if you're going to go to a market, like we literally, this whole week is basically one big write-off for us.
Mm-hmm.
Because the fact is we flew in, we started looking at assets immediately on Wednesday.
Right.
We looked at assets on Thursday, stuff that we own, stuff we were looking at bidding on. We also were able to find a local meetup group here locally that meets. And I reached out to you a couple of weeks beforehand because I was planning this thing. I said, "Hey, when does your meetup group meet?" Mm-hmm. And you go the week, the Thursday before the Midwest Note Summit. Once again, if you're in the Ohio market, come on out to the Midwest Note Summit. It's $197 a person.
$197. I can get you in for the the early bird special price is still good. We start tomorrow, but we've got a number of really good speakers. Scott's going to be speaking. Donna Bauer will be speaking also. I will be speaking. A friend of mine, Justin Bogard's going to be speaking on note brokering. We got an attorney, Tom Novak's going to be speaking on some legal issues. Let's face it. Even getting in front of an attorney one-on-one, it probably cost you more than that 197 cost, and
Right.
you're getting 2 full days. I think they throw in lunch. It's
also,
just a great value.
It's a full contact event. It's going to go till late at night on Friday night because there's a panel after dinner
That's
as well. But anyway, I don't remember what we were talking about before. Oh, but going out to this event basically allowed us to kind of kill 3 birds at once: 2 speaking and assets, and we were able to see a lot of parts of Ohio. I mean, we were literally driving 90 down the highway in the truck yesterday, and I'm like working my presentation before I roll into town. Steph's driving back road. She almost ran some Amish person off the road. I really felt really bad for the horse, you know. I'm basically like, we gotta make it there. But no, she didn't do anything like that. All right. But the thing I'm trying to get at is, if you're going to go someplace, hey, go ahead, come out and spend an extra day earlier. If it's an area or market you're interested in, you're going to learn so much more about driving, some of the assets, the neighborhoods. I reached out to asset managers, say, hey, what do you have in Ohio that I can take a look at? Kind of mapped out stuff as best we could to try to maximize. We're going to hit some more assets today before we make our way down to Mason for the event tonight, the VIP dinner tonight. But the important thing, guys, is that's one of the best ways. Yes, you can hire realtors to go out and take a look, and we could totally have done that. We are going to do some of that in the outliers. Like, I was like, I'm not going to be able to make those 2 assets. We'll send a realtor out to take a look at that one. We're not going to make it to Lima, Ohio.
There you go. You got the name right.
I got the name right. They was very corrective last night on how I pronounced the correct pronunciation of Ohio towns. Okay, Newark, Lima. You know, that was one of the things that anything. But anyway, that's what I'm trying to get at. If you can, take some time, come out day early.
Yeah.
Drive around. It's a tax write-off. You got to get 1 extra hotel stay if you need to. But that's the beautiful thing. If you use hotels.com, you go stay for 10 days, get a night for free. It's well worth it. So.
And I agree. That's something I did earlier this year. We took a vacation out to Arizona, and this was actually, I guess this was the second time, but, you know, I actually took a little bit of time myself and, you know, grabbed a newspaper there and just did some little research on, wow, I mean, houses, this ain't Ohio. You know, out there we were in Sedona, Arizona, which is a, you know, very nice part of Arizona. It's beautiful with the red rocks. But, you know, I just took some time to look at their real estate market and learn a little bit while I was out there. Exactly what Scott said. There's no substitute for, you know, being there on ground, you know, the old boots on the ground. There's something to be said for that.
Exactly. Gail Villanova says something. She goes, guess what I'm doing when I had my signatures blocked? Blink, blink. Haha, good stuff there. Gail, one of your episodes, actually, one of the episodes you're both on is in the top 10.
Okay, good.
The other episode with you and Katie Moton is the other one.
Yep. Katie and I, you know, I was really proud of that one. We really, Katie and I rocked it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the beautiful thing out there is there's so many great little markets. If you're in a state like Ohio, you don't need to, I mean, you can, but if you wanted to just invest kind of in your backyards in the state, you could. And everything's literally 2-3 hours away from everything here. You really can drive across Ohio in 3 hours.
Pretty much. That's one of the beautiful things about living where I do in Columbus. The whole span of Ohio, about 3 hours, even up to like Ashtabula County.
Yeah, Ashtabula. Those are the 2 I did not go drive by.
Well, Ashtabula is a little bit up there. So
a little bit on the water.
That's close to where I grew up.
It is?
Yeah.
You're kind of ashy. No wonder we get that. No, it's a Dave Chappelle joke. Anthony Uva says, a great idea. I'm staying an extra day in Texas for that reason. Awesome. If you need some ideas on who to talk to in Dallas there, Anthony, let us know. Be glad to reach out to you here and let you know. Let's see here. What's our big boy Dan the Man Zatowski say this morning? He goes, you know me and due diligence. He must be driving while he's typing. I definitely visit any market I will invest in. More importantly, meet your team there. Property managers, realtors, attorneys, contractors, etc. Yes, sir. Totally agree with that. Let's see here. You know what I mean? Oh, he must say submit twice. Okay. All right. That's the beauty of it. Most people are really great to have you here. I know when we were in Michigan, we had Mike Jordan from Strategy Investment Group, who will actually be coming down for the mastermind.
Oh, good.
Good. Excited to have him. I'm going to try to reach out to my boy, Dave Perichin. Although he might be hung over from his birthday. He's here by Columbus Homes, as well as a buddy of mine who does a lot of turnkey stuff here. But those experts are willing to take time to spend time with you, talk with you, meet with you if you're going to be buying in the area. Especially if you're a note investor, they often realize that you're going to find deals cheaper than they can, most retail buyers.
Yep.
That way, and they're often glad. Hey, let's talk about something. Like I'll give you an example. Dave, a while back, told me, hey, if I can buy an asset being all in rehab, a note deal and all in rehab, and if it's not too bad for 25, I'll look at it anywhere in Columbus. Even the rougher south central sides of town.
Yeah,
a little bit rougher.
No city's perfect.
Exactly. Even Austin's not perfect. All right. I mean, we had the freaking package bomber.
Yeah,
a little while ago. There are some rougher parts of Austin for the most part, but there's a lot of areas too. This we were talking about it last night because you drove by an asset for me last weekend.
Yes,
or the weekend before. I'm getting my weekends confused, but on this address, we brought the address up last night in class, and it looked a little rough. People were like, "Oh, you gotta be careful." And I was like, "Well, there's a lot of rehab going on." So we almost had like a battle royale over this asset last night. I'm being a little extravagant there. But people are like, oh, no, that's good. Oh, no, that's bad. Oh, no, that's good. Oh, no, that's bad. It's like back and forth. I'd buy there. Or let's sell the house. I'm like, well, I don't own it yet. I can't necessarily sell it to the group. But there depends on what your strategy is.
Absolutely.
Your long-term exit strategy. Dan is a good component of this. Dan's big on the turnkey stuff and getting stuff up and putting turnkey rentals in there. And it's great. And one of Dan's biggest things he likes to say is, oh, what happens if you got to do heavy rehab? I agree to that. That's why we don't buy vacant properties. If you try to always be occupied, you look at some things off because honestly, every deal could get shot out of the park with the rehab costs. Every deal could be shot out of the park unless you're buying extremely low.
Yep.
But when you remove a lot of those things, like, okay, you find an asset like some assets you found recently. They got a lot of equity, so if you do have to repair them, there's plenty of room and meat on the bone there.
Yes.
You've got somebody who's got a lot of equity who's paying well below market rents and stuff like this. We can agree. Getting a house rented for rent readiness is different than move-in buy readiness.
100%. Yes. That's kind of real estate 101 there.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to go with the expensive carpet that you want to lay on. You're going to go with the cheap 4-pound FHA gray, tan.
Something like that, yeah.
Or I think they call it roasted mushroom.
That's
right. Toasted
right.
mushroom.
That's right.
So,
roasted, toasted, and
just not, exactly. Something like that. That's a good try. We'll give you credit for that.
It was, I'm right under the spur of the moment.
That's right. I don't know if you've had any coffee yet, Bill, so we'll let you slide on that one. But
yeah, I've only had 3 cups my whole life.
That explains a lot.
It does explain.
It explains a lot.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
That
You need a fruity drink instead?
Yes, I like my fruity drinks. When we went out to dinner a couple of months ago, ordered, what was it, strawberry passion or something?
Yeah, I was like, what?
And Scott said I had to risk my man card.
Yeah, we say, you might have to turn your man card into that fruity thing. But he did drink it with the umbrella or the flower in it, and he had his pinky up. So
that's right.
Totally exemplary on that stuff. But no.
But then he went to the ballet, so it all evened out.
Hey, that's exactly right. I was wearing my tutu underneath my my pants. So, in the room. Was Sarah right? Or no? Pam. That's right. She was surprised about that.
Remember her name, folks.
Remember her name? Why?
She's someone that's going to be able to help some folks.
Yes.
Are going to be doing providing more and more RMLO.
But yeah, so her and I were talking about how the non-prime lenders are back. They're doing subprime loans on stuff again. You're going to see more of this stuff hit the markets and be more defaults for everybody out there. All right.
This is something actually about a month ago, I had the chance to have dinner with Vina and Bill Cook, and that was something they talked about a lot. And one of Vina's points was, she's a big wholesaler, and she kind of called herself, her and other the wholesalers, like a canary in a coal mine. And it was really interesting. This was totally, not planned. But one of the points Vina made was exactly the point that Scott made last night, just that time on market is now starting to really increase for some of the higher end properties. And it was just really interesting that Vina and Scott both made that connection and that observation, totally independent of each other. And so, like I said, I just had the opportunity to listen to them both. And so things that make you go, huh, that two smart people are really already picking up on the same information. So
one thing,
change is coming.
So if you're investing in that higher market, you may want to drop it down to a lower price range. If you're invested in the 250 range, maybe you want to bring it back into the 225, the 200 range. You're investing in the 100 range, maybe you want to bring it down a little bit. I won't say that the 150 or below market's going to be hit as fast as the higher end stuff,
right.
But just be prepared. You may want to keep that in mind. I would not be counting on ARV after repair value in any of your bids. You got to be going off of as is value, not ARV. That's if I fix it up and what's it going to be worth? I know if you're a fix and flipper, a rehabber, that's one thing you look off. Well, I can buy it cheap, put some money into it. So this is what's going to be worth. Well, I would start deducting maybe 10% off your ARV just as a cushion.
Yep.
Or just go into notes and don't do fix and flips.
Oh, there's an idea.
There's an idea.
What's this whole notes thing?
What's this all about? Be a lien lord instead of a landlord. Yeah. Instead of being a fix and flopper, be a rehab the borrower.
Yeah.
So anyway, any final thoughts, Bill, you want to leave them with?
I really hope everyone can come this weekend. If you're, any state neighboring Ohio, it's within probably a 5-6 hour drive. Again, it's 197 for this Midwest Note Summit. We've got some really great speakers going to be coming. Not just me, not just the two of us, a number of others actually. And just there's so much value in working with others and meeting other good quality folks and making connections. That's another thing. I already said a little earlier, there's just no substitute for knowing people. It's something I was even teaching my sons and, my grades and such, my older son, but he has a really good gift with connecting with people. And that is really, really important. And, Patty Ped, God love her. It was one thing she talked about. I told her I was speaking. She's like, well, your charisma is going to carry you through. And I'm like, what? My charisma? What are you talking about? But just being able to, interact with people in a positive way. There's a lot to be said for it. So anyway, the Midwest Note Summit, I really hope everyone can come. It's $197. It's a bargain. I think that includes lunch. I had a guy from Atlanta that was at our meeting last night. And I don't know if he was just in town or what, but Charles, I really hope you come here also. That offer definitely extends to you. So that'd be my biggest takeaway, at least for today. We're really good meeting here that we've got planned, and it's the Great Wolf Lodge. It's a really nice place.
It's an okay place. I thought I joke about that.
It's Ohio.
If you've got kids and you got water park inside, that's great.
Well, that is true.
That's the thing about kids running above your room at 10:30, 11, 1 o'clock at night in the morning. We'll leave it at that. That's why we're staying somewhere else just so we get a decent night's sleep. But
okay.
But, sorry, I
didn't think of that.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Yeah, exactly. All right. And let's see here. Dan, let me know next time you plan on doing an event, Bill, and I'd love to try and make it.
Okay.
That's awesome. Yes, Dan, thank you very much. This is actually put on by Vina Jones-Cox, who runs the core group, and this is her first time of doing this.
Mm-hmm.
She reached out, I guess, about 5-6 months ago is when she planted the idea here. She runs a big event, the Central Ohio Real Estate Expo that takes place every November. Is a phenomenal event.
Yes.
How many people they had last year? Remember, like 500 plus.
Oh, they usually have 400, 500, 600 at that.
Yeah.
This isn't as big as that, but it's a good event.
Right. Exactly. They're expecting somewhere around 150, 200 here this weekend. But I would rather be at an event that's niched down than something where it's just generic.
Right. Folks, if you want to come and learn, and in even a smaller group setting, especially if you're just trying to learn. Smaller, it's not going to be as big as that. It's still going to be a good medium size, but it's still going to be a big opportunity for you to, talk with Scott and, myself and the other speakers.
Have you had anybody reach out and say, hey, I'm looking forward to meeting you this weekend?
Yeah, I've had several people. Sumed Bal just yesterday reached out, and we've got plans to get together. And a couple people, Carolyn Matlack, she told me she was coming, and
that's awesome
to get together
from Pittsburgh. Yeah.
So that's the value of reaching out to people, and really the power of social media. These are people I've never met in person, but they're people that are looking forward to meeting me just a result of stuff I've been doing.
It's like a mini little Note family reunion.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
And Ryan Harper, by the way, if you're in town in Dallas next week, our good buddy Ryan Harper over at Propelio is having a DFW meetup group, investor meetup. 450 people already RSVP'd for that thing.
Good. That's awesome. Way to go, Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan's great stuff. We're looking forward to that. I'm speaking there. It's kind of a TED Talk style for note investors, or not note investors, but real estate investors. I haven't been spoken in Dallas in a while, so we're glad to be up there. He's also got one on the 20th taking place in San Antonio as well. Ryan, if you want to put the links to those two, go ahead and put them in the comments. Ryan will be glad to share them there on Facebook as well too. So, but guys, that's all we've got for today. They're starting to get a little tensions here. I guess the kids are going crazy in the water park behind us. They're all hopped up on Fruit Loops and Captain Crunch, and they got to force them to, get in the pool before they got to leave at checkout time at 11. So, but anyway, guys, go do something, make something happen. I want to thank Bill for taking time on your busy day to come join us here on the Note Closer Show. Thank you, bud.
My pleasure.
Always glad to have you. Challenge yourself, and remember, we're all going to hold Bill accountable to getting 10 deals done before the end of the year. 10 deals, all right?
Okay.
10 deals. You can do it, my friend. Heck, you could do 2, 4, 6, and then 4 more in December.
Yep, that's it. You got to goal setting.
That's right.
Goal setting, and then I get one last thing. Work backward. You hear that all the time. Begin with the end in mind. That's something I've really learned from Scott. Is think about where you want to be and then work back. And that's essentially what he just did in about 30 seconds there. That's how winning is done, in the words of Rocky Balboa.
There you go. And you don't have to go punch a slab of beef to get there.
Yeah, but that's fun. If you know me, I do some crazy stuff like that.
Break some ribs. All right. For those of you seeing this, we'll see you here in Ohio tomorrow and Saturday. Otherwise, go out, make some happy for listening to us live on iTunes, Stitcher. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure to share it. Reach out to us. We're glad to give you some highlights. I'm sure we'll have a highlights episode from the event. Yep. I'll do one. I'm sure you'll probably do one as well with your Facebook Live.
You can count on it.
Actually, we're not going to end it up here. How are your Facebook Lives going? You started increasing your view or your videos, though, from once a month, like once a week at least, right?
Yeah, they're going great. You'd be amazed. People listen. I mean, you put something out there and you make it good quality, people will listen. You provide good content. My views on almost all my videos, I'm up to almost always more than 100 now. I think my max was 223 or something on one of them. And it grows over time. And it's funny, even my everyday life, people are saying, I started looking into note investing based on your video and such. And, I really admire what you're doing. People admire people that take action and do something to improve your life. I'm kind of rewriting my life here. I'm making it up. And it's all about, again, setting goal and taking action to do that. But, it's just my everyday life. People notice when you're doing stuff, and
people like where you action
that.
takers.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. Glad to hear it, buddy. A little bit extra marketing, really easy to do, and it's adding some value to his business. So go out, do something, make something happen, everybody. And thanks for joining us, and we'll see you all at the top, everybody. Bye.
All right. Thanks, everyone.